Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's Justin here at Argonaut Wine and Spirits. I'm here with Joyce Nethery from Jeptha Distillery out of Kentucky. We're here going to talk about the farm to glass that you guys are known for, as well as some of the products that you guys have to offer here in Colorado and growing across the nation.
Absolutely. Super excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. I think it's been really awesome. Last night we did the Argonaut Whiskey Society masterclass, and it was so much fun. Everybody loved it. So thank you again for being here 2 days in a row, and I really appreciate it.
I'm super excited. Thank you.
Of course. So tell us about your distillery and how you kind of got started, if you don't mind.
Well, sure. So we are a farm craft distillery in Shelbyville, Kentucky. We're right on the Bourbon Trail, right in between Louisville and Frankfort. And we grow all of the corn ourselves.
Great.
So my husband is actually our agricultural expert, and he grows all of the corn on our estate properties, all within 10 miles of the distillery.
Well, and you mentioned last night that you also only make for yourself.
Yes.
I thought that was interesting that you don't even make corn other than to be made into the bourbons.
Right. We grow it especially just for the distillery. So we're kind of selfish that way, I guess, a little bit. We just hold it on to for ourselves.
That's great. So let's go ahead and start, if you don't mind. We'll do the 4-grain.
Okay.
And you can tell me why it's a 4-grain, what grains are in it, and what makes yours different.
Well, all of these bourbons that we have right here in front of us are all made with this Bloody Butcher corn.
Nice.
So this corn is non-GMO and open pollinated and been in use since at least 1845.
Wow.
Where open pollinated means each kernel on the cob is a seed. We save the seeds over the winter, plant them back the following spring, get the same corn again. So it's very sustainable, and it makes us seed savers. So a lot of really cool, sustainable environmental things going on with our corns here. So this 4-grain that we have on our glasses right now is made 70% with that Bloody Butcher corn.
Okay.
Then it has 15% malted rye, 10% malted wheat, and 5% malted barley.
And we spoke about it last night again, and I'm going to keep on bringing stuff up from last night because it was fascinating. Why did you choose to do malted grains, malted rye, as the secondary grain?
Well, one of the things is when we started growing this corn, we needed to know it was going to make an excellent bourbon. So my husband planted this Bloody Butcher next to a field of non-GMO yellow. And we watched the deer and the turkey for fun and entertainment. Mm-hmm. And we watched the deer walk through the yellow to get to this Bloody Butcher field to eat.
Must be delicious.
The wildlife knows something.
Yeah, for sure.
The wildlife had a choice, and they chose the Bloody Butcher. So I wanted to choose it too. But I still needed to know it was going to make an excellent bourbon. So we gathered up what the deer left us that year, because we actually call that amount the critter share.
Sure.
The critter shares that they eat up. We took it to a distillery in Wisconsin and did an experiment to make sure it was going to make an excellent bourbon. And I had ordered raw rye and raw wheat for that experiment.
Right.
But that somehow, some way, that is not what showed up.
Okay.
And malted rye and malted wheat showed up for my experiment. So I'm like, well,
let's go ahead and go for it.
I have to go ahead and go for it. Yes, absolutely. We got to do it. So we did the experiment, and the first batch that came off the still was the Bloody Butcher corn with the wheat.
Nice.
The malted wheat.
Yeah.
And I loved it. That combination of the Bloody Butcher, it was beautiful. So I thought, this is going to be it. This is going to be our bourbon.
Yeah.
The next day, the Bloody Butcher corn with the malted rye came off the still.
Yeah.
And my husband loved it. Yeah. And he's like, no, our bourbon, Jeptha Creek bourbon, can't be wheat. It needs to be rye. And I'm like, nuh-uh. So we ended that experiment with Jeptha Creek ultimately having a wheated bourbon, the rye, which is represented as our bottled and bond.
Sure.
And the 4-grain that we originated in the first place. And I love the malted grains with the Bloody Butcher.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, this is a mistake that we're just going to embrace and go forward with.
I like it.
And I love it.
Let's try it.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I get a lot of dried fruit notes on it.
Mm-hmm. A lot of red berry.
Yeah. And it has some earthiness to it too.
Yes.
like oaky and like like not in a bad way, like that old shed kind of smell, that like wet wood kind of smell.
It's a good earthy.
It's delicious, chocolatey.
Yeah. This has got a lot of beautiful fruit going on with it right now, like the red berry that we talked about. Just really enjoying it.
It's got a nice full mouthfeel considering how it's not a high strength bourbon.
Yeah, it is 98 proof, and it has aged in the barrel for 5 years.
Yeah.
So it has gotten, this was our first release, and it has gotten to age up as we've aged
Sure.
up. So over the course of time, it's now 5 years in the barrel.
That's awesome.
It's not going to get any younger, so it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
Going forward.
Oh, this is great. And inexpensive too. I mean, I think that you're doing a great job of being a craft distillery that's attainable.
Well, that's one of our objectives, with being vertically integrated, with us growing the corn ourselves, we're able to do the different and unusual and these heirloom grains that allows us to try to keep our price point in a very attainable area.
Yeah, it's going to be beneficial for you and the consumer.
I think so.
Well,
I'm looking forward to it all.
Let's do this bottled and bond.
So the bottle and bond is that rye mash bill I talked about in our experiment.
Your husband's favorite.
My husband's favorite. It's now, I love them all.
Sure, they're all your babies.
They're
right?
all my babies. It's beautiful. So we've released it as bottled and bond. It is meeting all of the bottle and bond criteria. So it is distilled, cooked, fermented, distilled, aged, bottled, all at our distillery.
Right.
All at Jeptha Creed. And it is 100 proof in the bottle, and it comes from the spring season. So all of my bottle and bond that I've released so far has been from the spring season.
Okay.
So, cool. 100 proof, obviously.
Yeah.
So you get more spiciness
For sure.
on the nose, but because it's malted rye, sometimes ryes are kind of intense. And it can be like a little punch.
Sometimes I like a punch.
I prefer not to be punched. I'll let you have the punch.
Sure, I'll take it.
So this to me is kind of just smoothed out. So you get those baking spices, but that malted rye just smooths that flavor profile out. So it's not a punch, but it is a beautiful little bit of spice going on in there, a little bit of baking spice, all of those things going on with it.
There's some really nice subtle fruity undertones on it too that I really enjoy. This is good.
Delicious.
What I found really fun last night with the AWS group is that a lot of them hadn't tried any of your products before, so it was a nice surprise for them to find that they enjoyed your products so much. It's funny how some of the smaller companies that don't spend as much on marketing or can't spend as much on marketing,
Yeah, just the money didn't exist.
right? Don't get a fair shake sometimes, but we love being able to do these kinds of things because I think you make a great product, and this is a beautiful whiskey.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm thrilled to be in Colorado. I was thrilled with the event last night and the group that gathered up. They were all wonderful, asked great questions, knew their bourbon too.
Oh yeah, they sure do.
So it was a very knowledgeable group, and I'm so excited that they got to enjoy it all and truly enjoy it, for sure. So what I'm going to suggest as we go through is that maybe if we could have another cup and hold on to some of
let's do that.
Hold on to some of our bottle and bond and to taste it side by side with the red, white, and blue.
Let's do that.
So these two are the exact same mash bill. They are both 75% corn. But of that corn, for the bottle and bond, it is 100% Bloody Butcher corn. For the red, white, and blue, it is 1/3 red corn, 1/3 white corn, 1/3 blue corn.
And tell me about the blue corn. There's something special about the blue corn.
Yeah, the blue corn's really special. The blue corn, I call it Bruce's Blue. My husband developed it. My husband's name is Bruce, and he developed it. And this is his combination of Blue Hopi and Blue Claridge.
Nice.
So it's one that he's put together and he's been nurturing for several years now. So it's now his own varietal.
That's great.
Only grown for us at Jeptha
Yeah.
Creed.
That's cool.
So the white varietal is called Hickory King,
Right.
and it is a varietal that's grown in the Appalachian area, Kentucky,
Sure.
around there, for moonshine. And it also makes excellent bourbon. So one of the things that we have found with our heirloom corns is that the varietal of corn makes a flavor difference in the bourbon, a little bit like the varietal of grapes
Sure.
make a flavor difference in wine. Same thing is happening with the corn. And one of the best ways to see that is to taste the bottle and bond side by side with the red, white, and blue.
If I must.
If you have to, absolutely. So, same mash bill, same proof, same age in the barrel. The only difference is I had to mix seasons for
Okay.
my red, white, and blue, so it's not bottle and bond. But everything else is identical to the bottle and bond.
There's a different kind of depth to the red, white, and blue for sure. That I mean, they're both great whiskeys and they're both very full flavored, but it does, you can see the nuances very, very clearly when you're doing it side by side.
Yes, I think this is where that corn difference shows up beautifully. So we get a beautiful, like we've mentioned a couple times here, beautiful, robust earthiness
Right.
with the Bloody Butcher. But the white and the blue kind of are I think they're more calm
Sure.
with those flavor profiles. And we actually get a little bit of toffee
Right.
out of the blue. So those flavor differences really show up in the red, white,
Right.
and blue. And it's a very different flavor profile.
It's great. It is milder bodied, but you get like more of like a taffy, fruity flavor, I think, for me anyway. Obviously, we all have different palates, but it's delicious. You did a good job.
Thank you. It is a little bit different, but I love it. So cool. And I love being able to taste them side by side
For sure.
and understand and enjoy that corn flavor difference.
This one was a fun one for everyone. The weeded bourbon, your favorite.
Yes, it is my favorite from that experiment, and I'm super proud of it. Now, it is a wheated bourbon. It is 75% of the Bloody Butcher corn with 20% malted wheat.
Right.
And I think it's really, really cool because this one to me really shows and highlights that Bloody Butcher corn. And the Bloody Butcher corn has a maltose sweetness going on with it,
Right.
rather than a sucrose or glucose type
Sure.
sugar.
The sugar that we're used to tasting.
Yeah, it is a more hearty sweetness going on with it. And combined with the malting of the wheat, those two just go beautiful together. Now, this is not like Maker's Mark or
It is
any of
not.
those guys. This is our own distinct, unique expression of a wheated bourbon. So it's very different.
Right. I get like pencil shaving and kind of like dusty qualities to it.
Yes, it sounds so funny to say that, but that
Right.
is absolutely true. I've had a lot of people describe it as being in a beautiful high-end library.
Right.
With a lot of
Old books. Yeah, I could see that.
That is just, warm and inviting and great to be around, but it sounds funny to describe it as an old book.
For sure. I mean, I think we all come up with these things there. We get these notes, especially those of us that get the opportunity to try so many different things that the taste or smell of a certain whiskey just takes you back to a certain time. We have great memories when it comes to smell and taste. So yeah, it's not a bad thing. We might say something that sounds weird to taste on a whiskey, but it doesn't mean we're sticking pencil shavings in our face or anything like that. But this is such an interesting and truly unique wheated bourbon.
It is 93 proof, has been aged in the barrel for 6 years. I let this sit and age longer because it was just, if we tasted through it as it was maturing, I just thought it needed more time.
Just needed it, yeah.
And it needed to gather up a little bit more of that barrel characteristic, and I'm very happy.
It's truly one of the most unique bourbons I've ever tried, and there's nothing that I love more than something. I mean, we try so many different things, and so many things taste the same as other things. This one's so unique, and I love it because of that.
Yeah. Well, we have done things the longest, slowest, hardest way.
Sure.
We did not source. And this 6-year aged wheated bourbon took us 7 years to make.
Oh, wow.
Because we needed a year to grow the corn. So I've got 7 years of love.
That's great.
Wrapped up into that bottle.
So was there a transition from farming to distilling? I mean, when you suddenly stopped selling your products to the markets, any market or consumer, to deciding that we're just going to work for ourselves at this point?
Well, there was a big time period in between there.
Sure.
My husband, like I said, grew up as a dairy farmer. My background's in chemical engineering. And we had a dairy of our own for a while, but there was this point where the feed bill was exceeding the revenue from the milk.
For sure.
It was like, this has to stop. But at that point, we managed to keep the farm, keep the tractors, keep all corn planters, all of those pieces. And at that point, we stopped selling from the farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were selling the milk. We were growing the grains for the cows to eat, to make the milk.
Gotcha.
We stopped selling the milk, but we kept the farms. We kept all those pieces. And at that point, we weren't selling publicly from the farm anymore. So my husband went out and got a public job, and his entrepreneurial self just exploded, and started his own companies and started some other businesses.
Gotcha.
So I was, my background's in chemical engineering, so distilling was in my background, but is on an industrial scale.
Sure.
And I was distilling methyl methacrylate for a company called Roman Haas, which is now part of DuPont.
Okay.
And methyl methacrylate is a founding monomer in lots of different plastics and plastics additives, like acrylic fingernails, acrylic paints, those type things.
Gotcha.
And what I've found over time is if I am distilling MMA for plastic, or if I am distilling ethanol for bourbon, the principles, applications, techniques are all very similar.
That's cool.
But bourbon is a lot more fun.
It sure is.
Absolutely.
I'm glad you did.
Yes, I'm very glad. So I taught for, left engineering to teach high school chemistry and physics. Classroom management skills, super duper important.
For distillery management.
Bachelor and bachelorette parties coming into the distillery.
Oh gosh.
Same skills.
Yeah, I
super
bet.
important.
Yeah, they can be very teenage-like when you're doing that.
Yeah, they kind of lose their minds sometimes. And then I left teaching when my husband started these other businesses to become his chief financial officer.
Oh wow.
So there I was dealing with accounts payable, accounts receivable, cash flow. Learned the gigantic importance of those business applications. So as I look back at my career, I find it really serendipitous how all of those crazy career moves I made come together to be able to run the distillery.
Well, it's less people you have to pay to do those things too.
Well, yeah.
In theory.
More hats you have to wear.
For sure. You're busy, but you don't have to pay someone else to do it. Well, thank you so much, Joyce. This has been so awesome. I really appreciate you coming out here all the way out from Kentucky just to come visit with us.
I am so excited to be here. I'm thrilled that you guys get to start enjoying our Jeptha Creed bourbons, and I would love to keep working with you and doing great things in the future.
Well, cheers. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.